All right, we are live Friday here at FNGO. It's time for the lunch break, guys. We are so glad that you guys could join us today, or if you're listening to this at a later date, hey, we appreciate you guys as well. I am so ready for this weekend. I don't know about you guys. Seems like this week's been a long week, but we have powered through it together. We got a few more hours, each of us, most of us, to get to the weekend, right? I don't know how many of you guys get off at 4:30, 5 o'clock, or whatever it is. Or if you're lucky enough to be self-employed, you can take off whenever you want. Regardless, it is about that time. So hope everybody is doing well today. Got a lot of things to talk about, including something that popped up since I made the announcement for the show this morning. What's up, Tyler, John G? Cletus, Danny, you are late. Better start heading to Gunnersville to make it away. And I won't be coming out there till in the morning. I haven't had a chance to talk to you. We had something pop up. So I'll be heading out there tomorrow. But Coleman, what you doing? Let's go ahead and take care of some business, guys, as always. And we're going to do this until the day of the tournament. Got Toys for Tots, December 6th. Go ahead and sign up. Get signed up right now because you're going to blast off in the order of which you sign up. December 6th, $5,000 guaranteed first place prize, $80 entry fee, $60 to the pot, $20 to big fish, one unwrapped toy of a decent prize amount, $20 maybe per angler for the Pickens and Hall County Toys for Tots. Going to help them out and just put some smiles on some kids' faces, plus a little friendly competition, right? You know what I mean? A little friendly competition. We'll be out there hanging out. I might even fish it this year. We will see. We will see for sure. We got that, and then also, too, I got a couple of and they were sent to me, so I got to get these up real quick. Couple of announcements for some tournaments. Dane Hunter wanted me to let everybody know about I ain't going to read all that, Dane, but the Kristen Hearn FOP Memorial Lodge number 113 Memorial Benefit Tournament. 100% of the funds proceeds go to the community programs and the Officers Hardship Fund, October 18th, 2025. Gatewood Ramp on Lake Allatoona. You can register by texting Dane Hunter 770-780-2002 for a Venmo link, or at the ramp the morning of. Entry fee is $80. All right, and then he's got all the rules there. But if you want to know, first place prize is $500, second is $300, third is $200. Sponsored by Andrews Towing of Cedartown, Georgia, Cartersville Cabinet Company, and a list of other sponsors. So there's that one. And I got one more, and then we will get started. And I hadn't pulled it up yet. I'm going to have to find it, but I know what it was. It was Fishers of Hope's tournament for a young man named Matthew, November 1st on Blue Ridge, $100 entry fee. You can reach out to Fishers of Hope on Facebook or message Tony Watkins or go back and watch last night's Livewell because I had the number right there. But anyway, they're going to have a barbecue or hamburgers and raffles and stuff. They're trying to raise money for this young man. I don't particularly know exactly the condition that they're raising it for, but I do know that it is a very good cause. Anytime Fishers of Hope. So I mean, you got a tournament here on the 28th. Yep, on the 1st, December 6th. A lot of great things that you guys can go fishing. Gives you a reason to go fishing. All right, now I got that out of the way. I actually just sat down. It's been a busy morning. You guys are already talking about Skattebo. We're going to talk about him too. But I want to do something real quick because the other day I was talking to you. You guys remember I told you what Trait Zaldane said about Bassmaster possibly banning them from live streaming. Well, that has come to fruition. Bassmaster has put out a statement, and I'm going to read that to you right now, courtesy of my buddy O Slick from over there in Alabama with the Alabama Bass Council. Well, let me read this to you because I don't think you guys can see it. But it is being banned. Beginning with the 2026 season, elite pros will no longer be allowed to live stream during official competition days. This decision reflects the rapid growth of Bassmaster medium platforms and the need to protect, there you go right there, the licensing rights of our media partners. Between FS1, Fox, and the Roku Sports Channel, and the Bassmaster Fast channels on Roku and Plex, with additional platforms on the way, coverage and the numbers of households reached has expanded rapidly in the past several years and will continue to grow in the future. Protecting Bass's third-party media partnerships is essential to achieving the goal of growth in our sport. These outlets provide anglers with unparalleled exposure. To ensure the investment benefits the entire field, Bass must safeguard media rights just as other professional sports leagues do. Aligning with these standards ensures consistent broadcast quality content for fans. As a reminder, the content usage guidelines included in Appendix B of the Elite Series rules have always stated that Bass holds the content rights to the tournaments it owns and operates. To expand coverage opportunities for anglers and fans, more cameras will be placed in boats in 2026, meaning more anglers will appear in broadcasts supported by expert commentary, multiple camera angles, and replay. Anglers will still be able to live stream during official practice days, providing a valuable outlet for additional fan engagement, sponsor promotion, and personal content creation. Additionally, anglers will still be able to capture video content during the competition to be posted after the tournament is complete. So there is Bass's statement, officially, I guess you could say, banning the use of live stream by its, by its competitors. Bass is doomed. Bass keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Did Kamala Harris write that for them? You guys are great. Ass Master Elite Series. Bass is tone deaf. These are the comments, you guys. So they are independent contractors. They should be able to do what they want. I said it the other day that something would come out about the licensing and stuff. I mentioned that the other day. The problem was, I want to tell you guys, let me pull it back up, or did I clear it out? Hell, I probably cleared it. I think I can pull it back up. I want to read one little thing, and I want to kind of share a little bit of knowledge with you guys. Yeah, right here. Let me pull it right back up. All right, when you hear something and you hear the word fast channels, okay? Fast channels. I have a TV show on a fast channel. Just going to tell you something. The way a view is calculated on a fast channel, it's not like your Nielsen ratings, okay? It is different. If you trust me. What's up, Thomas Alexander? The fact that they're expanding their coverage and number of households has expanded rapidly the past several years and will continue to grow in the future. Let's see the numbers. Because if you've ever seen a fast channel's numbers, which I have because we get them, you can see how numbers can be manipulated. Okay? A view is not always a view. A 2-second scroll by on some of these channels is considered a view. When you hear 8 million views or whatever, there is also retention rates. I would like to see Bass put out their retention rates on all this stuff. How many people you get them if you do social media at all? You can pull up any of your social media and you can say, okay, at what point did somebody click off this video? How many people watched the video to the 30-second mark of a 1-minute video? How many people came in and out? How much actual time did you get with somebody watching that program? Let's say you got a 30-minute program. And the way some of these things are calculated, you got 30,000 views in a 30-minute program. Sounds kind of good, right? How many of those are, oh, that's what it is? Let's go to the next channel. How many of those are 2-minute views? How many of those are 3-4-minute views till they get to the first of the 52 commercials that they're going to show and they log off? You got to take, unless you are familiar with how they do this, with how they get those views and how they're calculated, it is very easy to skew the numbers to make it look whichever way you want to make it look. And it just is, guys. It just is. But I would like to see all of this expanding stuff they got. I'd like to see the report that the fast channels send out, and some are better than others at sending them out. I'd like to see the retention rates. You may have gotten 8 million views. but did you get 8 million quality views? It's the same thing with the YouTube channel. You can have a YouTube channel with 100,000 followers, subscribers, whatever you want to say. If you got the right, and you pay for the right program, you can pull up their analytics. You can pull up their analytics and say, okay, they got 100,000 followers. They got 1,000 of them that are active. 100,000 sounds really good. But when you are trying to get a sponsor and they ask for those numbers, you provide them. They'll look at a channel that's got 10,000 followers, but they got 7,000 active subscribers that watch the content. Where's the money going to go? It's part of the problem with bass now. Not just bass, but professional fishing. Is they're going to put the money where the views are. I'm not saying bass is wrong. I'm just saying I'd like to see the numbers. I would, and Andy, you are right. They are independent contractors, and having been in the heating and air business back in the day, we've done it for Home Depot. If you're installing for Lowe's or Home Depot and you're on a job site, you are representing Lowe's or Home Depot, and you are subject to their rules, regulations, yada, yada, yada. So I get that. And Bass has every right to tell them, hey, you can't do that. I get that. To me, I just want to see the numbers. And then we're never going to see them. I want to see if the numbers really reflect a tremendous expansion in growth. Because I'll tell you what, guys, I'm not going to lie. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. Unless one of my buddies is in the top 10 and I watch it on FS1. That's about it. The expert commentary, okay, I mean, that's everybody's opinion. The product in and of itself is not that great. This is my opinion. Oh, glad you got on a light colored hat. Otherwise, we couldn't see you. That's right. Got my new Spro Marshwear shirt. But again, the majority of the public does not know really what goes into making a view. You get what I'm saying? They just see 8 million views and they take a statement like that. Bass put it out. It is what it is. But if you go do some research and really go do some research, dig down deep, I think it's a little bit different than what is being put out there. People can't watch it because of the amount of commercials in it. I mean, I've not heard too many people say, and again, I watch the MPFL stuff just because I like them better than the other ones. But I do like bass, and I do kind of like it, and I like the competition. I like the people that are fishing the tournaments, but I don't know that I've heard any of you guys in the last year say, I love watching bass day in and day out when it's on. You get what I'm saying? I don't know too many of you guys have made that comment. And it's supposed to be the top of the top, right? So anyway, that's what's going on. So you're going to hear a lot going on this weekend. Guys, of course, the following YouTube videos are coming, and you can get their take on it. But I just think it's one of those situations where Bass does have the right to do what they're doing. However, in the court of public opinion, would Bass be served better by letting these anglers do that? You get what I'm saying? Could there have been a better way to partner with the anglers who want to stream live? Like somebody said the other day, licensing their feed. I don't know. That just popped up. We put out that TikTok this morning. No Slick hit me up and he sent me that. And then Trait Zaldane, who I was talking about, she did put out a tweet yesterday late saying, all right, it's official. They banned us. I don't know how you can afford more cameramen, more angles. I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. But we'll see. Hopefully they get it all worked out. All right, I just checked the weight for bass. Don't really watch. I bet the Zaldanes sue them before this is over because they were the first to do it. Um, Listen, and Trade Zaldanes, I don't know. I mean, Chris is the quiet one of the two. We can all agree on that, right? She seems to be pretty smart. She's, and I'm not talking about just. I mean, she seems to be pretty smart. And I wonder if they did talk to somebody and get some legal advice before they did that. If they showed them the rule that Bass put out right there, I don't know. Does Bass own the content that it creates, or does it own the water and any content created by a competitor? And I don't know how their laws and bylaws state. I don't know how it goes. But I would be curious. I think a good attorney could dig into that a little bit. So it's interesting. We're going to have all these court cases going on. And it's just little old us, right? Just sitting here, just watching everybody else. Happy Gilmore stunk. Happy Gilmore too, Dead Rabbit said. Listen, you guys are talking about reels and all that. How'd you like last night, the crankbait talk? I enjoyed it. If they could manage a stream for all anglers who do live and a cameraman top 10, I'd be for that. I mean, there's solutions. There's solutions. What's up, Peg? Like, it's just all you got, the first 9 or 10 comments I saw, it seemed like was like, Bass shooting themselves in the foot again. Here we go. Maybe this is the right legal, maybe this is the right rule. Maybe this is something they should enforce. Maybe the MPFL has it, MLF has it. Maybe it is. But Bass has got to hire somebody to kind of help present this to the public in a little ways. You know what I mean? Putting out a blanket statement right there, given the way a lot of people think about bass, it just seems like they should have a marketing guru over there, a social media guru over there that can say, okay, look, let's spin it and spin it in a kind of a positive light so that the organization doesn't look like the bad guy. I don't know. Because it does seem like a black eye to many of you in the organization. I don't know. It's fun to watch. You know what? It's fun to watch everybody else's shit. You understand what I'm saying? It is a lot more entertaining to sit back and watch them go at it, and then we just get to talk about it, right? Let's see. Farmer said frogging and buzzbait up shallow. Oh, he's talking about Chickamauga. Yeah. Throw frog and a buzzbait shallow early, and then after the morning bite, go to the creek ditches and throw a spoon or something else. And then if you're doing an evening, go back to a buzzbait. But anywhere a farmer goes, I can tell you right now, early in the morning, something's going to be moving, and generally it's a buzzbait. It seems like it would work up there. It seems like that would work everywhere. Last night's show was great. Didn't mean to vapor lock Kevin. He found that to be so funny. I don't know what it was about that San Diego Jam comment you laid out there, which was funny. But when Kevin finds something really funny, man, he goes with it. I look at the anglers as independent contractors, even though they are representing Bass. Bass is not paying their expenses or supplying their equipment. They, the anglers, figured out a way to make a few extra dollars. It's called free enterprise. And I kind of get that. I mean, I can see it from both sides. Look at the guys that come up here and work on the podcast like Tony. Let me tell you how I view these things. Let's take Tony and Alex, Farmer to an extent, Tim. They are a part of FNGO. They all have social media, their own social media. They provide a service to me. We let them use our platform, whatever. We help each other. We help each other. We give them a little exposure being here at FNGO, and they'll do the same to us on their socials. And so it works together. Even though there's no money exchanging or anything like that, it's like, go for it, dudes. Grow your social media. And if by joining with us or hanging out with us, it helps you, it's good for everybody. I mean, Tony's making, he's got a Fish North Georgia hat on in a lot of his social media. They're not there to watch Fish North Georgia, but they see it. You might not be there to watch watch bass stuff. You're there for Zaldane's thing, but he's in a Bassmaster tournament. You're still getting recognition. You're still getting exposure. You're still getting somebody that's drawn to your product. And if somebody's watching Zaldane for 8 hours, they might be more apt to go to your website. Maybe they might be more apt to become a member. I don't know. It just seems like they could work together a little bit. Rising tide raises all ships. That's where it's just like everything else that this whole damn society is like, you have to be one way or the other. And there's no compromise. Trey Zaldane's got a pretty good social media following. What would the difference be this morning if Trey Zaldane got on her Twitter, her X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and said, guys, Bassmaster has come to us with a proposal that will allow us to keep live streaming for you guys that follow Chris. We have worked it out and we've come to a compromise that benefits both parties. You don't see that. How hard is it? I doubt, maybe there is. I doubt some damn exec up at FS1 or these fast channels gives two shits, and I'll tell you why. Because here's the way a fast channel works, or most of them. You pay to play on that fast channel. You buy the time slot. A time slot is worth X, whether it's Sunday at 4 a.m. or Friday at 8 or whatever. You pay to put your thing on there. They're not paying Bass to be on there. Now, maybe I don't know about FS1, but I'm telling you, on fast channels that we've dealt with, you pay to play. Any outdoor hunting and fishing channel right now, if you go down to iCast, you're paying to put your product on their platform. That's how it works. So if FS1 is something similar to that, I don't know how that works, but let's just say any of these fast channels, I guess that's their own fast channel, but the majority of the networks are like that, unless you create your own network. They don't care. Let's just say even if they did pay Bassmaster, they make their money by selling commercials. What is a few hundred people watching Chris? I don't know. There's 100 different ways. Bassmaster's losing thousands of viewers not streaming on YouTube. Well, I mean, that's the decision they should, that's on them, right? Smiled when Farmer pulled out all those deep little ends. I've used a little end for 25 years, 100%. And I'll tell you what, there was a couple $1,000s in crankbaits surrounding me last night. Greed overtakes common sense, and it hurts the entire product most times. But do you see how it would be different if Trey got on there and said, hey, you know what? Bassmaster worked with us. All right, now you're planting, it's what our pastor calls planting a seed, right? Then you work that seed a little bit and you grow it. Bassmaster just rounds up. They just go across the whole damn field with Roundup. I'm just thinking they could all worked a little bit on that. It's not killing them. They're not losing. I promise you, they're not losing a ton of money. But guys, that is how a lot of channels work. You got to buy your way on them. Look at Bally Sports during the Braves game. When you're watching the Braves or the Hawks or whatever on Bally Sports, scroll behind the games, and you're going to see programs like O'Neill Outside. Same thing that's on Waypoint and all that. Bally Sports did not go to O'Neill Outside and said, hey, we want to put you on the 11 p.m. time slot after a Braves game. We think you'd fit great right there. Nope. O'Neill Outside went to Bally Sports and said, or however they went through, they said, we want to put O'Neill Williams on Bally's. What's it going to cost us? They make their money. Did Bass get their own channel on Hulu or one of the online platforms? Yeah, they may have had to create their own channel to do that. They probably have enough content to have a Bass channel. They're still selling commercials, I guarantee you, right through it, or subscriptions. They make money. They're not getting hurt by Zaldane and Robertson or whatever streaming. But they could have worked together. They could have come together with a compromise that would have benefited all. And then all of a sudden now, instead of getting a black eye to a lot of people, they're like, well, hell, ain't that refreshing? You're right. A compromise would be great to hear, but we don't hear it, right? I just think that's just my opinion. Who am I? Okay, little fat guy up here in North Georgia. They have a bass channel on Roku. Okay, yeah. But I promise you, Daniel Family Fishing, they're making money. They're making money on it. You just don't create a channel and just put your own stuff. It's a business. Nobody does stuff to make money, to lose money unless you're me. Bass's problem is not the easiest to watch because they don't just stream one channel personally, and then you put Jaden Smith on that. Kudos for them standing up, but there could have been a backlash from them. Bashing bass kind of reminds me of the Scott Martin situation. I believe he got out because he didn't want the backlash on his daughter. That's from DP's Fishing Misadventures. Streaming on YouTube has helped the NPFL tremendously. Steven Sturgeon, that's because the definition of compromise these days is everybody loses. And it shouldn't be that way, right? It shouldn't be that way. I can tell you on a YouTube channel, you can take every single video that you ever put out. You can pull up the analytics and it can tell you how much you earned on that channel for the last 28 days. And it can continue to earn or it can go stagnant, whatever. How hard would it be for Bass to say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and stream. We want 15% of whatever that video made. They could have done that. The Zaldanes make 85 cents. They make 15 cents per dollar. Everybody's happy. Or, whatever the percentages could be. I just think there was ways around it. Seems like whoever runs Bass is very insecure and controlling. I don't know. It just, a lot of people feel that way. What's up, Sal? Hot take from Tony Collum. What if this decision was other anglers complaining to Bass about their live stream? I have no proof, but it's fun to have conspiracy theories. So it's put out there one way, but the reality of it is this is what happened. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know. I'll have to pull up Zaldane's channel and see if our analytics program will run against it. It can kind of give you a ballpark of what they make. But you got to get up for serious money, guys. For serious money, you got to get that video up there. And we're talking long form content. You got to get it up there 50, 100, 150 and higher, 200,000 views before you start making what we call some decent money. 5,000 view video is not going to make you that much. And if how many events do they have a year? So I don't think it's a money issue. I don't think people are losing money the way they make it. Slick will get to the bottom of it. Slick's the one that sent me that. He sent me the statement. It's nice knowing people sometimes. Who watched the NPFL when it was on Fix TV? Nobody. I couldn't stand Fix. Danny, I want my 11 cents from the times I've been on the show. LOL. I know. Hey, you know what? I'd love for it to be big enough one of these days where I can pay you guys to come on. I'll pay you $9.99. Just the way people behave in tournament fishing, there's definitely people who are jealous or something that he is able to do that they can't. I don't know. I really find it hard that an executive at FS1 cares about a live stream on YouTube. I just really find it hard to believe. They could, maybe. But I'm just telling you, they didn't get the views to make a significant amount of money. And let's be honest, if you're watching TV and commercials come on, the majority of us don't pay attention to the commercials anyway. It's just, I don't know. You need to do the Meet a Viewer Friday again. Coleman, I tried. Listen, here's why I quit doing it. I asked 4 different people to come on. None of them would. Colton Posey's the only one that would come on. I'd have you guys on. I know you're kidding, Ron. Yeah, for sure. But it seems the way of the world now. I enjoyed the times I've been on. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to have you on. How long until Bassmaster sells the company again? Kenway wants to know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Depends on how profitable they are. I'm not a businessman. Well, I am, but I'm not a great businessman. I was told, we read something that a company, when you sell it, is worth 3 years of gross sales, unless you got a lot of inventory. If it's just if it's just more of a media style company, that kind of thing. I don't know if that's right, but we read it. But 3 years of gross sales, gross receipts. And so we'd have to know what Bassmaster's kind of doing, right? I don't know. If it's profitable and you're making money, I wouldn't sell it. Sal loves coming on the show. I love it when you come on. Danny, all I want is a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm telling you what. Had to go with the old Coke Zero today. That's what my wife bought. Farmer, there you go. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you coming and hanging with us. Now, Tony Collins says, believe it, Danny. Little old me got banned from Etsy for a copyright infringement. I was making pennies. I was wrong, even though I thought it was arguable. How wrong? Yeah. Again, I don't know. Andy Miller says the controversy will drive fresh traffic to the Zaldanes. His fishing fell pretty hard this past year, which took the cameras out of his boat. So they kind of needed this. And that could be true too. That could be true too. But if his fishing fell pretty hard, it kind of goes back to the argument, like, they're not making a killing, right? Connell and Daniels Jr. both have YouTube channels that they post tournament videos with content from the house the week after they fish a tournament. Several guys do that. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of people like the vlog style. What's up, Ed? A lot of people like the vlog style videos. They want to see what goes on before and after a day on the water. And that's good content. And that's something, of course, that they can't do nothing about, right? Because they said in their statement they can still do those kind of videos and they can stream practice days. I don't know. I loved watching Zal this year, Dead Rabbit said. I didn't watch that much of him. I probably follow his wife on X more than I do watch him. I'm not, he's a nice guy, good angler, great angler. He's just not one of the ones I pay attention to. One of the reasons too, you guys, you asking about Farmer. Farmer's been trying to sell a house, and he's about got it closed and all that, and he's going to get back out on the water. That adulting really sucks, don't it, Farmer? It's terrible to do. In fact, Farmer, you left some crankbaits here last night. I'll make sure you get them. But it'll be interesting to see where it all goes. We all got our opinions on it, right? Well, opinion on hammer rods, Luke Pinnell. Do any of you guys, I don't have an opinion on them. Any of you guys on the YouTube side, do you have an opinion on hammer rods? Where are hammer rods out of, Luke? If you don't mind, let me know. Former bass angler Ed Londrin, not sure about spelling, has been on the Zaldanes podcast, and he talked a lot about the independent contractor status on them. Yeah, for sure. And oh boy, all of a sudden all my TikTok started throwing out comments over here. Let me get back over to you guys. But any of you guys have any comment on hammer rods? He says he believes they're out of Alabama. I don't, but we'll see if some of the guys do. Do we think tournament fishing would be better with just one big league? Well, I will say this, think of how big the Ultimate Angler that's going on right now would be if it actually had people behind it, an organization like Bass or MLF or them pushing it. It would be pretty big. Curious, if you're streaming during practice, how do these guys, see, you guys are commenting like crazy now. Curious, if you're streaming during practice, how do these guys not violate the no information rule? I don't know. I think if they're not talking and they're streaming and fishing, I get it being risky if someone was commenting with the info, for sure. Different leagues have different rules to make them unique. That's one thing, too. You'd have to get everybody under one set of rules. And which set of rules do you want? Sal Pinto, I would not have put that in the comment section. I miss my Big Daddy Farmer. Now, Ron Swinford, okay, here you go. Ron Swinford said, I love the hammer rod handles, but I've never fished with one. But he at least knows something about them. Gone Fishing with Ed said it's on the angler to not watch the live stream if somebody's doing it. NC Bass Puller, have you heard the song Slick Johnson did? I've heard several songs by Slick. You ain't talking about that time he rapped, because that was terrible. Luke says the NPFL has struck gold, I think. They're my favorite. And I do like bass. I got to learn more about the MLF. But I do like the NPFL because I know a lot more of the guys in it. Let's see. BBT cutting. Boy, I'll tell you what. You know what? When you're one guy and you got comments going on two different platforms, it's a booger. BBT cutting to 50 anglers, maybe. Bassmaster thinking the same thing? I don't know. I haven't heard. I'm sure they'll put a statement out. It would be cool, in my opinion, if you had East versus West and meet in the middle for one tournament. That would be a pretty cool thing. How would you qualify for it? Because with the Ultimate Angler, they had a way to qualify. So how would you set that up? The NPFL is the greatest thing to happen in forever, says Kenway. Very strong statement right there. Tell Farmer he needs to fix that garage door panel. Then watch his blood pressure rise. Hey, listen, you know how it is when you sell a house and you get nitpicked on everything, for sure. The NPFL will pass bass one day, I promise, says Luke Pinnell on TikTok. And you know what? All things are possible. All things are possible. If they actually made it possible for people to watch it, it would be huge. And I think you're talking about the Ultimate Angler. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's because it's their first go-around. Need to add a kayak league. All right now, Luke, are you a kayaker? Are you a catch, measure, release guy? You had to sneak that kayak thing in right there. I love my kayak followers, unfortunately. Now, listen, I love the kayak guys. They're off-centered just enough to make them interesting. I do. I like it. On the water coverage is much better than listening to bass commentary. That's the thing. Listen, and I'm not knocking the guys that do it. How many times can you say, "Oh, look, boom, hey, he's hooked up"? Hey, Tommy, he's over here, and off this point again. I mean, it's not. And then you get some old fart that didn't make the cut or something, and he's in there, or some guy that fished way back in the day. And listen, you just can't stick anybody and everybody in front of a camera. There are some dry-ass people in this world. It happens. I think the last time I watched it, and I don't even remember which angler it was, but you could definitely tell, I don't know that he didn't want to be there, that he may have wanted to be there, but they sure as hell didn't give him no prep as to what to say. And that's been a hot minute. And then I remember listening to one where it just seemed like the guy that was on it was kind of taking little jabs at scopers. He was an older guy. I forget. I should go back and find it. Just don't have a live chat if you're streaming the tournament. A lot of you guys are talking about the information rule. Anglers don't watch it. It's up to them. You miss Mark Zona being on bass. He's good. He was good. Again, he's the best one out there probably. Like I said yesterday, I'm nothing against Mark Zona. I could listen to him, but just not for long periods of time. I agree, very dry on their coverage. I tried to tell you if they would get Dave Chappelle and what's the guy that does Trump now? Put a couple comedians on there and let them call a tournament. Like a one-off, kind of like the Braves do when they bring in Chipper and Glavin and Smoltz, and it's all the players announcing the game. It can be pretty entertaining. Just do something one-off. Don't be so old school that I'm over here. I'm trying to use my mouse on the TikTok, and it ain't working that way. Bass does miss Zona a lot, for sure. I love the NPFL too, but Bass has the Classic. That's true. That keeps them top of the food chain. Even the MLF guys that left say they regret not being able to fish the Classic. Yes. You're right, Ron Swinford. Some people were made to just fish, and some can make it entertaining. I didn't know there was an option to turn off comments. That is a great idea. Is there an option to do that? I didn't know there was. I'm still learning that. Listen at you there, Sal Pinto. I see your comment over there. I'm just saying I never got paid for taking a picture and measuring. Only got laughed at. Coleman, come on, dude. Zona was fun to listen to. Of all of them out there, on the bass side of things, he was. But again, it's just like that coin flip that they did earlier. My God, they drew out a 5-minute process into an hour. And Zona keep repeating, guys, this is head. The jig on the ground is heads, and the bass logo is tails. And we're going to, hot damn, dude, you said that the first time. You ain't got to do it with every single lake. We got it. But it's all TV, right? That's the only thing I got. Shane Gills. That's it. Could you see Chappelle and Shane Gillis talking, covering a bass tournament? Now, see, that would be the quality entertainment that we all need. Steve Harvey is big into fishing. Him and Jeff Foxworthy could be hilarious. Yeah, true. I think Foxworthy's run his course, but I do like him. He's from around here. Dave Lucas is a comment that has a fishing/interview podcast. That would be good. Put him on the boat with him. Yeah, you could do that. There's a whole ton of ways you can make it more entertaining than the option that they got right now. And listen, let's be honest. I might be being very hard on them. And I don't mean to be that hard. I'm just saying, when I pull it up on FS1, say a Sunday morning or whatever it is, before I go to church or after church, there are other options that draw me. And I like fishing and I love fishing, but it's kind of like a celebrity co-angler tournament would do numbers for sure. I could see Foxworthy doing a tournament. Bassmaster loses Tommy Sanders in what? Danny, it's very hard to watch. You are not wrong. Well, Tommy Sanders does a fantastic job. How long has he been on there? How long has Tommy Sanders been doing that? The funniest part of Bass Live last year was watching them fall off the boat. Old Dylan Akins. Ask him about falling off the boat. They do celeb co-angler at the Classics. That's right. They had that pro-am there since the 90s. Okay? This is not a knock on Tommy Sanders or his talent or anything. Maybe you change it up a little bit. Maybe you bring in a fresh face. Maybe you let Tommy Sanders come in and out a little bit. I don't know. I thought Tommy was part owner. Well, hell, he might be. And in that case, he ain't going to fire himself. If FNGO did the bass commentary, we would all be entertained. You damn right you would. Absolutely. I guarantee you we could do that, because if you fools right here will sit here and listen to me pontificate on nothing every day for an hour, you guys would watch a bass tournament. I think you keep Tommy, you dump Davey Height and Ronnie Moore. That's a possibility. Let's pair Tommy up with some youth. Some but then again, Tommy's kind of straightforward, right? Times I watch it, he's like that. He's like the Walter Cronkite. Here it is. This is what we're doing. But if you could pair him with something, it might be good. Tommy's getting up there in age. What about Davey Height? Davey Height is dull. Davey Height might be the nicest gentleman in the history of the world other than Jesus. It would be like watching an insurance seminar to me. I think you got to have somebody like, and you can go too far, but you got to have somebody entertaining. Just had 9 packs of Sakamatas touchdown. Merry Christmas to me. Like, dude, you know what? I know they're good. I don't get all the craze about them. I've had some. Everybody's like, Coleman struck gold, and Justin said that. I ran across a couple packs last week, and they're good, but I don't know how great they are. Now, Daniel's Family Fishing said when Swindle is done, he should do commentating. That would be hilarious. That's one I can get behind. Again, just like I said the other day, though, I ain't sure why he shaves his chest, but I would listen to Swindle. And I don't even know what taping that thing to his leg means over there, but you guys, Sakamata dude. Hey, listen, Hey, Coleman, you said that so many times. A guy on TikTok says you must have to tape that thing to your leg. Those Sakamatas and all that. Okay, I think he and McKinnis bought it at one time and sold it to Anderson Media. The new name for Sakamatas is Out of Stockus, for sure. Kyle Patrick would be a good one. Put more cameras in the boats for live content. That's why I watch bass. Yeah, not for the hummingbird or whatever commercials. Not for them to sit, three guys at a desk, and talk about what they've seen today. If you actually had it on there, we would all know what you've seen. Rest in peace, Jerry McGinnis. Okay, you put down. Dane Hunter, direct from Bass Rules about information. The Bass Information Rule, or no information rule for professional bass fishing tournaments, such as those by Bassmaster, prevent anglers from gathering information about fish locations or fishing areas from sources other than what is publicly available or from other competitors during the tournament. But there's still some rules, and that must be. Would you Google that? Because it said such as those by Bassmaster, or is that straight from Bassmaster? You said direct from Bass Rules. It just seems like I don't understand why they would word it that way. Why the hell would they care about the Bass Information Rule for professional bass fishing tournaments, such as those by Bassmaster? Why wouldn't they just straight say, hey, in a Bassmaster tournament, X? Whoever wrote that rule, that seems kind of like, I don't understand why you would care about other organizations. Coleman's putting those Sakamatas in the safe. Some people have to tape it to the leg just to see it, Tyler. You guys over there are awful. You're awful. Now, we can keep talking about this, but you guys can throw in the Skattebo talk that you started off with. I got home in time last night to watch the end of the Giants-Eagles game. I don't care about either team other than there's a lot of Georgia Bulldogs playing for and SEC players on the Eagles. So we'll watch them a little bit when they're on just to see what those guys are doing. But last night was the first time in the pros I've got to watch Skattebo. I watched him some in college. He's about my size. Now, Justin don't want to talk about that game because he's from Philly. I get it. But Skattebo is about my size. And hot damn, he runs hard. And he is a personality that I think I can get behind. Bring Christine Fisher to bass commentating. Bassmass.her. She'd be a good one. How about them Phillies? Boy, that was a sucky way to lose a ball game, wasn't it? Why he didn't throw the ball to first, I don't know. He is the real deal, Skattebo, knocking down huge linemen. He hits them, dude. And here's the thing about it is you can't get lower than him. You can't, your center of gravity to go hit him like you're supposed to get down to make the tackle. You can't do that on him. How tall is he? I'm 5'7". He looks like he might even be shorter than me. Dane says, so getting information from social media is allowed. Okay, I got you. Hot take, ban the tush push or not? Not. But I would make them pay more attention because Philadelphia does get an early start a lot of times. There ain't no way anything of mine is getting taped to my leg. Lack of raw material. I feel you, Steven. Me and you both. I watched Georgia Southern get their teeth kicked in last night. It was painful for an alum. In the first half, Southern had 0 rushing yards. That for a Georgia Southern team, that is very, very odd. Scat is a dog of a football player. And you never know because, he played out west in college. And so you kind of don't know what you're getting. I watched 1 quarter last night. I got home, turned the TV on with 1 quarter left. And in 1 quarter, I was like, dang. I'm telling you. Giants might have something going with these young kids. I didn't watch it, Paul B. Listen, that was what was on last night. I wasn't, I had to watch it. Philly had a tough night. Eagles and Phillies both lost. Justin Ortiz, I like you, dude. I like you. I don't have the first bit of sympathy for a Philadelphia professional sports team losing. See you later, Jan. Just south of Lanier, Varner, Black Shoals, or the Little Lake in Social Circle in the morning. I hate Black Shoals. Varner can be okay. I don't know if you're talking about the little lake or you're talking about the big one out there. You're just being sarcastic, but I would go to the big one. Whatever. What is it called again? Over there, just on the other side of Loganville. Rutledge, or no, what is it? Lake. What is that lake out there? I'm a little overwhelmed with the whole capitalism thing, consumerism and advertising. Last I knew, everyone complaining about money and taxes. Seems like everyone is still buying to be hurting for the money. Trust me, you're right. You're right. And Justin says the best thing Philadelphia done was getting all the Georgia boys for sure. Cody says, I don't really watch the NFL. Excuse me. It's just not fun to watch like college, but the NFL needed a personality like Skattebo. He's got that old school aggressiveness. The rest of the NFL is soft. I just like the fact that he looks like a little pygmy running back there. Hurrah for the short guys, finally. Hard labor. That's what I was trying to think of, Clayton. I'd go to hard labor. Given those choices, I'd go to hard labor. I think Mike Iaconelli would be a good commentator. He could. He might lose that fuse every once in a while. Did you see Tommy's face if Ike was right beside him and Ike goes on a tirade? It would be interesting. You'd have to have him on his best behavior. Lois, because we're Yankees, I get it. Listen. You're down here in the South now. If you eat grits, you'll be okay with me. Kendra says Ike is too much for me. You know, day to day I can watch Ike, but when he goes off, and sometimes that can be a little hard to watch. That can. Swindle all the way. How did I know you were going to say that? Now, Justin says, I love grits. That's the test. If you come down from up north and you fish and you hunt, the next thing is, do you like grits? Let's see what you guys are going. That baseball game was tough. I really hate both the Phillies and the Dodgers. No good outcome other than a meteor strike. That's the way I feel. That is the way I feel. In fact, I watched a little bit of the Detroit game the other day just because I know that Kevin is a Detroit fan. I just love that guy. He is so funny without being annoying. She's talking about old G-Man there. Ike and KVD as a host? Maybe. KVD's been on there. Why do you hate Black Shoals? Because I fished 2 tournaments there and I sucked ass on them. Just straight up. I mean, I didn't do good. It's probably a fantastic lake. I just didn't do good on them. That's why when you said, where would you go? That's why I chose hard labor. Plus, Varner is windy all the time, and there's nothing to block the wind on there. And there could be no wind blowing in the south, in the entire southeast United States, and Varner is going to have 25-mile-per-hour winds. I don't know why it is. It's just the way it is. If you were going to buy a frog rod right now, what would you buy? I actually gave away my rod that I would do that this morning. I gave a buddy of mine my Spro one. What would you guys do on a frog rod? On a frog rod, what would you buy right now? Just curious. Windy on Lanier today. Don't open the JJ's Magic, Carver said. Yeah, I know, right? That stuff is one of them things like, listen, if you want to mark somebody for life, just put a little dab of that right there on their forehead, that JJ's Magic. The smell will go away eventually, but that yellow is not. You guys are talking fly fishing up there. What would you be throwing on hickory log today? And I'm still waiting, Luke, about the frog. Okay, Dave said, I can always count on Dave if he's listening. The Falcon Low Ride Lizard Dragger. That's the frog rod, and he fishes Gunnersville a lot, so that I guarantee that's what he's using. Falcon Low Rider Lizard Dragger. There you go. Art makes a really legit frog rod in the Invoker series, Rob. And Rob, I know you had a comment up there too, and then it disappeared. So, hey, how you doing, buddy? What would you be throwing on hickory log today? I would be doing what John Serra did last week. I'd be throwing big glide baits, even though I'm not a glide bait guy. He wrecked them over there on big glides last week. Luke, what 3 arcs did you have? Which Invokers, Cobbs, which ones? Just out of curiosity. As an East Coast guy that moved to Cali, is there anyone that can send me some good scrapple? I know it's about that time. Listen, hey, honestly, buddy, I bet you not too many people in here, Brian, know what scrapple is. It would shock me. I mean, I know there's some that do, but I bet you there's a bunch that have no idea when you say, hey, I need some good scrapple, what you're talking about. And I like it too. Just depends on who makes it. I got sometimes that has some chewy stuff in it. I ain't all about the chewy stuff. His hands are chartreuse. Dude, I'm telling you, they're going to be chartreuse for a week and a half. Just south of Lanier says, amen to the Varner wind. I'm not lying. The Cobbs. Now, Luke, that one, yes. I have had a few issues with that particular model line. Not me personally, but as selling them. However, the other ones I have not. And I think they're coming out now with the Gen 2s that might be even better in that series. JJs could be used for a chemical weapon, I think. Oh, listen, there's no doubt about it. Cash and Element Frog is another good one, Paul B said. Tyler says, I have a 7.3 heavy X-Bride for frogs. I also throw small glides on it. Far Dog. What's up, Far Dog? 7.3 heavy fast tip, Daiwa Tatula. It's windy on Lake Oconee today, too. It's blowing my kayak all over. Out here practicing for an upcoming championship tournament. I hope you do well, my friend. I hope you win the tournament. I will. I will be praying for you. Let's see. Scrapple is the bomb, dude. Have I ever fished Tribble Mill in Grayson? Nope, I have not. I have not. I know what it is. I do not eat it. Come on, Paul B. You got to have scrapple once in your life. Public sells scrapple. Up north, it's a delicacy. Man, don't y'all put like syrup up north on it? Like y'all cook it for breakfast and you put like pancake syrup or something on it? Dead Rabbit. A broomstick would work good for a frog rod, and I agree with him on that 100%. 100%. TikTok, well, it's back on now. But Luke, it crapped out. So even better at breaking it. This is YouTube's the better. It's the better way to watch it because you get all the mics, and especially if we do a Tuesday or Thursday nighter because you get all the different cameras. What's up, Tiny Tines? How you doing, man? What are y'all having problems with in the Cobb series? Listen, personally, I have about 4 of the Cobbs that I fish with. I have had 0 problems with them, and I like them. As a retailer, I've got 3 over there that I got to send back. The only problem with when a guy buys a rod and comes back and he brings it back to you and says the rod broke, because you got to kind of take them at their word. You know what I mean? Oh, you was, you got to finesse one. I was just fighting it. I just set the hook and it broke. And it could be true. Or it could be the fact you had an 8-pounder on there and you tried to boat flip the damn thing. Or you got it hung and you pulled on it really, really hard and broke it. I'm not saying that's what happened to you, Luke, over there. I'm just saying you never know the real reason unless you're there while a rod broke. You know about your personal rods that broke. But as a retailer, man, it's always kind of like, all right. I have a couple of Cobbs, never had a problem with them. Like I said, I've never had a problem with mine. But I have kind of switched more over to the Spro rods. I got the McStick rod in for my jerk baits. Got to try it out. Have I had any luck this bow season yet? Son shot one. I've let some smaller bucks walk. Not gonna bust a little one on the property that I'm getting to hunt. And if I was out in Wilkes County at my big lease, I'd stack them. But city deer, kind of waiting. What are y'all talking about? Scrapple. Somebody tell him what scrapple is. Tell him what scrapple is. I've never had an issue with an arc rod. I've broken a few because of my own doing. And that's what I'm saying. Could have just been a bad batch. You never know. Only takes smalls if bad genetics. What are you talking about, peg leg? You might have had a comment that I missed there, buddy. I got a Cobb Series arc rod and put it to use the first time yesterday. It was $100, if that's the one you're referring to. Personally, I like it so far, hoping it holds up. I got the 7.4 Do It All. Yeah, I got the Do It All. I got that. I wanted to see what you guys would say. And Luke, I can't read that out loud, but you guys can read Luke's comment. We'll go with Tyler's right above it. It's anything but the squeal from a pig. Or a rod locker closes on a $450 rod and it breaks on the cast. And actually, listen, I had the, what's his name from FX, Bob, he was telling me, oh, a small 3-pointer or 2-year spike, only if it's got bad genetics. I got what you're saying. Let it walk. If you, a lot of guys take their rods and throw them in the back of their truck, and they got them hanging out. And as they're driving down the road, even if it looks smooth, those rods are sitting there vibrating on that bed of that truck, on that tailgate, in that one particular spot over and over and over and over again. And oftentimes it happens on a bass boat too, if some guys don't lay them down right. And oftentimes, according to Bob, that's where you'll get a break. Let's see. Yeah, Brian, I've only broken 3 rods in my life. 2 were murdered by my sliding van door and 1 from boat flipping, all my fault. And he says it's kind of like a sausage mix of pork and liver with cornmeal. I'll tell you what, I had an NRX, brand new NRX, electric only terminal on Latham. Had 2 of them. Had them both. We're standing there waiting to zoom off. I had it leaning against my, lean-to seat on the front, talking to some people, not paying attention. They're getting ready to do the prayer so we can blast off. So kind of took my hat off and leaned back. Just kind of, I'm standing, but I'm going to sit on that little seat, and I hear a crack. I broke that NRX before I made 1 cast with it. Like 1 cast, I broke it. Never made a cast with it. I broke it because I sat on it while standing up. Top that one right there. That's exactly why I started using neoprene rod socks. Yeah, like Evolve. Those were good. Did it make me sick? Yeah. I had a customer one time. I took him fishing over at Latham. I had a brand new Abu Garcia Revo Rocket, and I put it on a brand new FX rod, and I filled it full of Seagar, and we went up to some timber, and let's just say, I'm not blaming anybody, but it got knocked off. Never made a cast with it. And we were in standing timber everywhere, so there was no way to take a treble hook or something and throw down there. It was really thick stuff. Guy felt terrible. But I'm like, I know I can get another one. They tell me it's a good reel. I haven't thrown one yet. Just bought my first Fenwick, and I love it. I've only ever owned Loomis. Those neoprene rod socks are, honestly, Luke, I would have cried. Well, you can't customer in a boat. You know what I'm saying? How good are those Evolve rod sleeves, Danny? They're fantastic. I cannot tell you a negative thing about an Evolve rod sleeve. And they don't even sponsor us anymore. They sponsored us for a while. They don't sponsor us anymore. And, sometimes you can be a little more truthful after people are writing checks. But I'll be honest with you. Best thing I ever done. Every rod I got's got an Evolve rod sleeve on it. Are there other companies that make similar products? Yes. Are some of them a little cheaper? Yes. To me, it's kind of like sheetrock and mayonnaise. Sometimes you get what you pay for. I just get the Evolve. That's just the way I am. Very good. They are very good. I broke a rod slamming it in the locker so I could get away from the game warden. But then you deserved it. I would pass away if I broke my NRX. They're okay. I don't think they're all that great. I really don't. They're good. Yeah, I don't think they're like, it's not like they're Major League Baseball and every other rod's minor league baseball. Carson goes, what pocket in Latham? I can't tell you. You'll never get it. It's in one of the standing timber pockets, right in the middle, where most of you guys won't put your boat. Gary Robbins gets so mad about boat flipping. He says, anytime you grab beyond the handle, it takes all the engineering out of the rod, Andy Miller says. And so did Bob. I've heard that from several rod manufacturers. 100%. War Eagle the best. What's up, my friend? Broken Adrena by closing on a compartment lid. Yeah. Now, Alcoholic, you do put your kayak and all that stuff. I put my boat in all of it. I'll run it right up on one of them logs, and then we have to rock it to get it off one of them little stumps right under the water and all that. The Evolved rod sleeves are awesome, but I'll stay to my cheap Amazon ones. Never had an issue, and I saved money. You have now, for now. You have for now, Rob. but you never know. Listen, I'm not saying the other. Like I said, there's other companies. I just like Evolve. They're American. I spend more on my reels and use Abu Garcia poles, kind of reasonably priced, $75 to $100. Well, it's kind of like fly rods and everything. These guys are spending all this expensive money on a fly rod and everything. And a guy can honestly go up with $100 fly rod set up and catch the same damn trout. The difference is, where you spend your money in a fly, in my opinion, is the line. You know what I'm saying? It's the line. I don't think they're worth the money, but I really do like mine. They're really light and sensitive, the NRX. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you, they're fantastic rods. The cheap Amazon ones are great too. I'm sure they are. But, I don't know. If and when I can, I'd rather support Doug or whoever in Texas than I would, and I'm not even going to say, you know what I'm saying, overseas. That's just my way of thinking. I'm willing to spend a couple more bucks to do that. Nothing against you if you don't want to. That's just my mentality. I'll buy American when I can. And there are times when I can't afford the American stuff. And I do go, so it's not in everything, but I try sometimes. Ain't a fishing rod out there I'd pay $600 for. I don't own one that's $600. Andy Miller says Dobbins right there for sure. Hello. People always honk when they come by the shop. I got the NRXs half off, so I couldn't help it. 100%. Aquaholic says, I gave a lot of money to Mexico this week. I bet you did on that. Was you on a cruise or did you fly down there? Andy, do you like the Dobbins? Tyler wants to know. Now, Carver says, break a rod with an A-rig on it. You went to, and Belize and Honduras. Alex Moore, try fork. Tyler says, spending a lot of money on a fly rod is stupid unless you're saltwater fishing. Saltwater, you need to spend more on the reel than the rod. I splurged and bought a St. Croix Victory at the GON show, and I love it. Great minnow rod, 7.3 medium light. Brian says, that's why I've slowly been switching to Cashin. Cashin makes a fine product, too. I love Dobbins, my go-to for my finesse rod, especially drop shot. Very sensitive, Kinzer says. Mrs. Michigan. Y'all on a cruise. We're back in the Gulf of America, and we dock tomorrow. Well, there you go. They're probably happy to get you out of there, Aquaholic. I still have a couple of Cashins that I use. I like them. Very good rods. I'm not a brand loyal guy, too. I got probably 5-6 different brands of rods in my locker. I only have one heavy stick of Dobbins for glides, but out of the 4 glide, you have 1 out of 4 on the glide rods that you have is a Dobbins. If I read that right. If I didn't, let me know. Coleman, I used to own a 7.3 medium light Victory. I thought it was too floppy. And Kendra says, I have a little bit of everything. I will say my favorite rod right now, as we speak, right now, I really dig that rock crawler rod from Spro because it's my jerkbait rod and my rock crawler rod and all that. I really dig it. It's light, small for me. I had the KGB swim bait rod, the 7.9. I liked it, but John Serra was up here last night, and I like him, so I said he could have it. And I'm going to let him go fish with it. So I gave it to him, but I liked it. But I like that Spro rock crawler rod. I like the FX 7.4 on the spinning side, the medium heavy. I love it. Cashins are made here in North Carolina. Yeah, they're good. Let's see what you guys are saying. Old Dirty Cracker. Don't buy no H2OX rods. I broke 2 within 2 months. I will say the very first casting rod I had, Ryan and I were filming over on Lake Allatoona. We had the phone up. We were doing a live, and I got hung. And there is video of it on our channel somewhere back in the archives. And instead of just pulling straight, because I own a tackle shop. If I get hung, I ain't going and getting it. I know where I can get another one. I know that's not the way you should think, but I do. So I didn't want to mess up the spot Ryan was fishing. So I go to start pulling it. Instead of pulling it straight to break the line, I pulled it to the side. And about that time, the line broke, and I just 152 miles an hour, and I hit her, what's that GoPro stick? that you got on the back that you can put in there. You guys know the one I'm talking about that plugs into your light switch. And a lot of you guys saw that. And I broke it right in half. YOLO Tech, that's right. I hit the YOLO Tech with it, and that was my third cast with that casting. And it was one of their high-end rods, right in half. Tim says, I love my casting icon I got from you. You were supposed to find me another one. It's dedicated totally to one lure. Well, Tim, I'm old. You got to remind me. And now that you say that, I remember that. You guys know how I am. Listen, I got 452,000 things going on in this brain. And I can only work on 100,000 at a time. But I try. The YOLO Techs are pretty cool. It bounced out of the plug-in. Really, your YOLO Tech, you lost one. I hit it with that casting just like at 120 miles an hour, like Aaron Judge turned on that daggum fastball inside. That's the way I did. Boom. That casting didn't last, so it felt good for 2 casts. You bought you a YOLO Tech. That's a good product. It is a good product. You can debate me on this, but whoever gets a deal or a free rod from any company, you're going to love it. You'll promote it. Now, Rob, listen, I would say a lot of people say that. I would say you're right. And I would tell you, but here's the thing. Here's my only thing is like, until Spro started giving us, our group staff, I didn't throw the rock crawler rod. It was one that would have been normally out of my price range. Not that it's that crazy expensive. I just normally don't spend that kind of money. But once I got it, the guys here will tell you, I throw that joker seriously, I throw it all the time. And it was free. But I actually really do love it. Now, conversely, I spent money on all the rest of the rods. And I like them too. But my favorite one is that because I don't know. For me, I like being able to use it for a jerkbait rod. I'm real curious to see what this McStick rod is going to feel like compared to it. But I can't disagree with you on that. The Daiwa Air DX MH, I think, is decent for the price. I've got some paired with Lou's LS Speed. I think that's what's it. Well, I got some on my glasses, and I'm very impressed. Squirrel. Is that when I get that way sometimes. YOLO Techs are awesome. I run 2 cameras on 1 stick. Oh, man. Spro stuff is legit. It is. I mean, listen, and it ain't for everybody, right? Everybody's got their own personal preference. Like I said, I still have 3 or 4 cobs I fish with. I like them. It depends on what I'm using them for, right? I have not gotten any of mine for free and still will plug Dobbins. Yeah, you like it. Confidence for sure, 100%. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of a cheap ass when it comes to that. And the reason being is because I'm terrible at taking care of things. Honestly, if I just be honest, I'm terrible at taking care of things. If you go on a boat with me during an electric-only tournament, by the time we get done, it looks like a tornado went through that. It blew up. I'm not the kind of guy. I'm not that guy like Kevin that will take it, put it back in the locker, put it back in the tackle box, close it up. That's not the way my brain works. I throw it in the floor, grab another. So I'm terrible. So I never really bought expensive rods because when I would, I just tear them. I trash them. I broke my square bill rod somehow landing an 8-pounder. Found a Falcon rod last week. First one of those I bought. I think it's going to be perfect. Tim Hancock, I tell you what, Dave Aldridge loves Falcon. Okay, there he is in the comment. You will like it, Tim. Which one did you buy? Dave swears by Falcon rods. He does. He loves them. Anyone using X-Bride for minnows? I've been looking into those, of which Dan Parker said X-Brides have been the worst rods at breaking for us. All 3 X-Brides I bought were broken inside of a couple months. And there's Far Dog. He just showed up. Guys, hit the like button on the chat, please. It helps me in algorithm, sends it out to more people. Have a great weekend. Really like watching the show, and I hope everyone gives it a like today. Thank you, Stephen. You have a great weekend, too. Because, we got and hopefully everything works out, and I get up in the morning. I take care of the stuff I got to do tonight. I get up early in the morning, and I'm heading out to the Ultimate Angler tomorrow. And I get to watch the final weigh-in. Somebody asked earlier what I thought it would take to win that. I mean, based upon 25, 26 pounds kind of in the lead, let's say they don't replicate that every day, I still think it's going to be over 60. Kind of hard to say not 60 pounds, 60 plus. I'll go 62.5. 3-day total of 62.5, which is probably going to be higher. They'll probably end up being higher. I'm just saying maybe it's windy out there today and they're struggling a little bit. I don't know. I have 2 Dobbins I use on a regular basis, 2 years old, no problems. And see, that happens to a lot of people too. Kind of like, that gentleman saying he had some problems with the Arc Cobbs, and they're like, I haven't, but I've had a couple customers who have. So sometimes it just, I'm losing the love of my X-Prides. I don't like how stiff they feel, even at medium power. Paul B says a couple of Dobbins I have are balanced great. Now, Fish Finder Value Guide said 72. You're going up there. And you know what? You could be right. You could be right. I mean, you're looking at what? That's 26, 27 pounds a day. Somewhere in that area. Maybe a little more. I don't know. I haven't watched or heard anything about that. Is it windy out there today? What's the wind like? And maybe does that put a little, because it's windy here for some reason. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Dave, would you send Far Dog some jambalaya? He wants to know. And listen, Far Dog is legit, man. Dave said that Falcon that they're talking about is a great mid-range cranking rod, but very versatile. Spinnerbait, chatterbait, buzzbait, Deraku, etc. It was an HD, only $80. It don't look too bad from your office. Yeah, right, Dave. I got you. All right. Nobody knows because we can't watch it, and it's driving Paul B crazy. I know, Paul. I know. Listen, like I said, maybe next year, if they have a successful event and they decide to put it on again next year, maybe they will. Maybe they will, because then at some point somebody's going to want to try to figure out how to make a buck on it, and somebody will come in there and try to figure out a way to send it out to the masses, right? So with that, guys, I'll tell you what, weekends here, if you guys go out on the water this weekend or you go hunting, again, safety first. Safety first. Want to make sure you guys get back so that Monday when we come back, we can talk about it. Quick opinion on the BFL Regional on Murray. There's a real chance for someone to show up with a 25-pound bag today. I can believe that, Dan. I can believe that 100%. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Spend some time with the fam. Enjoy yourselves. Rest up because we got to start it all over again on Monday. Kendra, if you guys are interested and you want to go on TikTok, Kendra Mueller, I think it's Mueller, angling. She's going to be going live on Sunday. Cannot wait to get on the water. So you guys go check her out. Justin Butler going to bring up the new BFL rule changes. We did that yesterday. We did that yesterday, Justin. To build on last night's show, I'm working on a crankbait video that touches on a lot of things that most people don't talk about a lot. You guys go check him out on YouTube, Tim Hancock's channel. But anyway, I'm going to go try to finish out the rest of the day, get some orders out in the mail, and then go home. We're doing my wife's birthday party tonight, and then hopefully heading out to Alabama in the morning. So you guys be really good. I'm going to let TikTok go first. We'll see you out there, Kendra. And you guys on YouTube, appreciate you guys joining us. It's always great to spend lunch with you guys. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't work too hard. And I will see you. Yeah, and wear your PFDs, Clayton said. Wear your PFDs. I'll have to show you my new one. I'll show it to you on Monday. We'll talk to you guys later.